It's not exactly the way New Yorkers are accustomed to having their city run, but with a mayor now facing 5 federal crime charges, well, things are a bit different in the nation's biggest city. Today, we're hearing from the new deputy mayor and how she plans to keep the city moving, hopefully without distraction over the mayor's legal problems. And the mystery today, who will become the next commissioner of the NYPD? Eyewitness News reporter Lauren Glassberg with that story and more. She's live at City Hall. Lauren.
Well, Bill, we don't know exactly when the interim police commissioner will leave, but we do expect that his replacement will be named next week. Think about it, the top cop of the nation's largest police force. It's an important job, a significant one, especially when it comes to restoring confidence in how the city is being run and in who is running it.
Do you think I would be a puppet mayor and allow others to pick my administration? Is that who I am?
The embattled mayor today saying he's hardly the governor's puppet, calling her a partner during a streaming interview today.
She has continued to be clear on one thing. Eric, tell me how I could help you during these times so that you can continue to move the city forward.
But in the last month, the city has seen its leader charged with federal crimes and his administration crumble beneath him. 5 investigations have prompted key leaders to resign, including the police commissioner, Edward Caban. And now the man hired to temporarily fill that post, Tom Donlon, is on his way out too. 2 replacements are being floated now, including Jessica Tisch, the commissioner of the sanitation department, who worked as a deputy NYPD commissioner for information technology.
Wherever they put her, she's excelled in everything she's done. So it's not surprising to me that she's being mentioned for this job. She would be excellent.
Retired Chief of Detectives Robert Boyce also likes Ben Tucker, calling him overqualified. Tucker was also a deputy police commissioner under Mayor Bill de Blasio. De Blasio, meanwhile, speaking at Harvard last night, said he didn't find the charges against his successor to be that powerful and said Adams shouldn't leave office.
The one thing that would be best for New York City is for the mayor to bring a very professional and respected group of people into play to run the city and restore some confidence.
And the newly appointed deputy mayor, Maria Torres Springer, may help do just that during this time of turmoil.
While it is a complicated time, I am crystal clear about the types of things that need to happen because we all took an oath when we took these jobs, and that's to make sure that we serve the people of the city to the best of our ability.
And that was Maria Torres Springer talking to Bill Ritter for this weekend's Up Close. And I know, Bill, you asked her about her appointment to deputy mayor and whether the governor had any sort of hand in that. And she said that the mayor is the one who offered her the job and really didn't get into the details about any other conversations she had.
Well, and I tried to ask her, I did ask her, you know, who approached her about the job. Was it the mayor or was it the governor? And Maria Torres Springer, who has been an expert really about housing in New York for years. She said it and told me she would not talk about who may have talked to her about that job. But yes, she did then say it was the mayor who formally offered her the job. That was about all she would talk in that regard. Mostly it was about how to get morale up inside City Hall and what she plans to do. By the way, you can watch my entire interview with First Deputy Mayor Torres Springer on Up Close, Sunday morning at 11 right here on Channel 7.